Hi everyone. Today I'm showing you a small clipping from my class. All right. So students, let's talk about how we can score good marks in the category of descriptive writing. We are going to write one descriptive essay in the class today. But before that, there are certain tips that I want you all to go through first. Fine, these are things which we have already learned in our classes. Let's quickly recap them. Let's start with the five senses. Five senses means what? We have to use the five senses that we have, right? Don't just tell it was raining. Like we discussed the raining scene. So we don't just tell the person, we don't just tell our readers that, it's raining outside. No, we actually try to use the five senses and make the readers feel it through five senses that oh, it is actually raining using the five senses. Describe the rhythmic drumming on the tin roof, the sound that comes when the raindrops fall on the roof. The earthy scent, or we call it the petrichor, the smell of earth, that smell mixing with the smell of diesel. Why diesel? Anybody? Why we are mixing that smell of diesel?
Because the trains and the
It's a
tracks is
railway
outside.
station. Exactly. It's a platform. On a platform when engines comes and go, so there's a little smell of diesel that comes, right? The smell of diesel mixing with the smell of chai, mixing with the smell of sweat. Other smells are coming together. The cool mist spraying onto the platform. That's the touch, tactile receptors, right? When raindrops fall on your shoulder, you feel that touch. The little cold sensation. So try to use the senses. Similarly, let's say if we go a little upward in the paragraph and we see what sort of senses are used here, the five senses. Look in the paragraph, students. Can you number them? Can you see them? The raindrops, sound of raindrops beating against the roof, right? The shrill whistles, constant announcements. So these are what? The sounds. Then restless atmosphere is there, then thunder is rumbling in between, that is again a sound. Then the what about the smells? The air smelled with wet earth, damp clothes, hot chai, nearby vendors, right? These are what? Smells. Then what do you see? Sight will also come. What do you see? There are a lot of things that come, right? People sitting, shelter, holding umbrellas, bags, water dipping from the edges, puddles are forming. People can see that. So try to use senses as much as possible while giving a description. Moving ahead, avoid then. Then means try to avoid using the word then or any other word next repeatedly. A common mistake is to turn a description into a story. This is a very, very common mistake, students. When we write a description, we sometimes use words like then this happened, then that, then this happened, next uh, this happened. No, it's not really a story you're telling from your perspective. It's a scene you're describing. Scene is what? A picture. You imagine yourself sitting in this setting, looking at the picture, and then describe that whole picture to a reader. Don't tell the story. Got it? Don't tell what happened next. Try to explain what is there in that particular setting, in that particular moment, in that particular picture. So try to avoid turning a description into a story. I went to the station, then I saw a man, then the train came, then rain started. No, I'm talking about this particular line. This is very, very common mistake when I give this topic of, rain and railway station. This is the very, very common line and phrase that we generally see. I went to the station, then I saw a man, then the train came, and then suddenly rain started. No, you're telling me a story, event by event, what happened next. We don't want that. We want to see a description of a scene. Instead, try to focus on a frozen moment. Very, very important. A description is what? A frozen moment in time or a general observation of a scene. Okay, try to always think of a description of a descriptive scene question as a frozen moment. Everything is just frozen here. Okay, now try to describe that. This is a small tip for you all. If you want, you can just note it down. Try to picture it as a frozen moment in time and a general observation of the scene. It's not a story that this comes next, this comes next, or this happens next. Everybody, are you understanding? Everybody, please tell me. Give me a nod. Yeah? Fine then, fine. Next, show, don't tell. This is something that we have discussed a lot of times in the classes. Show, not tell. Remember? That means you have to show your readers the scene, the description. You have to show it to the readers. You don't have to tell the readers it is raining. No. You have to show them that it is actually raining. Okay. Can you see that patch on my background? Oh my God, what happened? Now it's gone. Fine. So you have to show the readers what is happening. Instead of saying that the station was crowded, try to try to say it in a different way. The sea of colorful umbrellas jostle for space at the entrance, while passengers huddled together under the narrow overhang of the platform. How a lot of people are trying to take shelter under the limited space, under the limited platform shed. You have to show it to the people. You don't have to say that, okay, the platform looks very crowded. No. How do you say that the platform looks very crowded? Because I see a number of people having umbrellas. They are trying to come and squeeze in the small little space that the sheltered platform has, right? Try to vary your vocabulary. Very important. In order to upgrade your description essay, we need to change the vocabulary. We need to change the adjectives, use very strong verbs instead of just saying the rain is falling. No, try using different verbs. Cascading, lashing, drizzling. Good. Use thesaurus for that if you want, for this purpose. Sometimes we don't really come across these words, but drizzling is a pretty common word. So instead of just saying the rain is falling, you use drizzling, lashing, or cascading. Or if you want some more, we can always take help from thesaurus. Right, everybody? Is it good? So these are certain things that we need to keep in mind when we write a descriptive essay. Fine. This is how our descriptive essay becomes different from just an ordinary writing, just an ordinary essay or a piece of writing. Fine. Now, these are what certain tips that we need to follow. Now, there is a specific paragraph structure as well. The structure of descriptive writing. How many paragraphs should we have, and what each paragraph should focus on. This is also very important. The structure helps us in writing easily or in a fast, efficient. See, generally, we have 3 to 4 paragraphs in a descriptive essay. The task which I am giving you for today is a 200-word task. Fine? Okay? So, start with the introductory paragraph always. The introductory paragraphs do what? They try to set the scene, establish the location and the intensity of the rain. Right now, whatever I'm giving you suggestions, they all are related to rain only, since the topic is related to rain. Fine. So try to set the scene in the first paragraph. Try to talk about the location, the railway station, what sort of intensity of the rain. Like we already discussed, the rain is very heavy. Fine. Next paragraph generally focuses on the sights. What do you see? Generally focuses on the 5 senses. Fine. The sight, smell, touch, hear, or any other thing. What gleaming tracks, steam rising, what a fanatic movement of potters. They're moving, they're trying to cross the path, and they're also trying not to make the things fall or slip at the same time. The second paragraph and the first and the second paragraph focuses on the 5 senses and try to make the readers see the descriptions. Means show, not tell. Means we have to try here that we try to show things to the reader instead of telling. Fine, the 2 paragraphs will focus on that. At the ending, the concluding paragraph will talk about the overall mood of the frozen picture. What is the overall mood? How does the scene make an observer feel? For example, scene is chaotic beauty or weary patience, whatever you feel from your perspective, right? Are you understanding, everybody? I'll give you a minute. I want you to just go through the structure of the descriptive essay. Just go through the structure silently. I'll give you a minute for that. I hope everybody is done with reading this part. Yes. Now let's go a little ahead and let's see this conclusion paragraph once again from the sample description. How this conclusion paragraph talks about the overall mood and how does that scene make, how the observer feels. Fine. Let's focus on the last paragraph. The entire station appeared blood through the curtain of rain. Yet there was a strange sense of togetherness. The strangers stood side by side, sharing space, discomfort, silent patience as they waited for their journeys to come to them. Right? From this writer's perspective, things look very calm. People are standing together, they're sharing, strange sense of togetherness, there is patience and things like that. But things and perspective. See, everybody have a different perspective for writing. Maybe from your perspective, things are not that calm. Maybe for your concluding paragraph, things are very chaotic. So that's completely fine, students. Fine. It's your choice how you want to end your paragraph.